Hiya, Nikki Moran here. The topic for today's blog is about how you deal with failure and setbacks, which is a rather common topic for a lot of my coaching clients and something that stands in the way for a lot of people from progressing with their career because it can be so incredibly painful to deal with setbacks and failure. So I want to help you with a rather excruciating story of my own and to also teach you some tips and ways to overcome it. Because first of all, failure isn't the problem. Because actually failure is really important for us. In any creative career, if you are not failing a lot, then you're not taking enough risks. The people that are most successful put themselves out there to get feedback, and they do it a lot, and that's how people grow. So let me tell you my story now, as cringy as it is. I am in a group called The Few. We're a vocal a cappella group and we play regularly around London, and 98% of the time we get fantastic feedback from our audiences who love us, including musicians, young people, old people. We're really popular in London with a loyal crowd. And we got invited by a TV show called Britain's Got Talent, and they told us that Simon Cowell really likes a cappella groups, so would we like to go on the show? So we were really excited about it, and we were quite flattered to be asked. Went to the show expecting to get quite a warm reception. Boy, how naive we were when we rocked up onto that stage and we turned up, and Simon Cowell took one look at us and just tutted and went, "Oh God, I hate a cappella." We literally sang 3 seconds and he buzzed his buzzer and all the other judges in succession buzzed theirs, and they tore strips off us. They told us they hated us, everything about us, and it was horrific. It was so humiliating. I'm proud to say at the time we were really gracious about it, and we actually laughed with the judges, went home, laughed it off. But let's be real about this, guys. These are my insights and I hope they help you. First of all, when people tear you to pieces like that, it really does sting inside. So my first tip is be honest with yourself. If you are feeling upset, don't mask it. Perhaps don't do it to the person, but in the comfort of your own home, and get friends around you to support you. Be real about those feelings. It does sting, of course. When you've put your heart and soul into something, when you're expressing your creativity and somebody criticizes you, at some level, that feels bad. So express it. Be real, be honest. Don't wear a mask, because that will desensitize you. And as a creative, you want to stay sensitive because that's where your juice is. The second thing is don't overanalyze your experience. What can happen sometimes when we have a setback or a failure, we can suddenly go into analysing everything that's ever happened in our lives, and then we can start clumping it all together and going, oh my God, I am a failure, and over-identifying with it. Don't do that. It's the mind, it's the worst thing about the mind. What you need to do is separate all those other experiences and just focus on the here and now, what has happened and how it made you feel. The third thing is get some perspective on it and congratulate yourself. Oh my God, if you have taken a risk and failed, good for you. It takes such courage as a creative to put your work out there and ask for feedback or to show up like that. You know, they're not doing it. It's easy to criticize you. So be self-congratulating and feel really good about yourself for doing it. Good for you. I'm proud of you. And honestly, it takes such courage to go for auditions, to put work out there. It's courageous, and you deserve to applaud yourself. The next thing is do extract the learning if there is some. Now, do you know what? You will get people who will criticize your work because it's about them. Let's face it, Simon Cowell is running a TV program. It's his objective to create humour in those shows, and it's funny to put people down, you know, and you have to be objective. People will criticise you because perhaps they're jealous, perhaps they like to do it themselves. It could be so many different reasons. But if there is learning there, take it. People who are successful really do listen to feedback and they use the stuff that will help them learn and grow. So do listen to it if it can help you. The next thing is, and this is probably hard to do at the time, but get some humour and some perspective on the situation. Find out what's funny about it and start to try and tell the story from a humorous perspective, because that will really help you detach yourself from your feelings. So you've done the feelings bit already, you've gone there, now don't dwell on it, move into humour and try and retell the story to people in a funny way. You know, if you don't have humour, if you take yourself too seriously, it will be too painful for you to risk it again. So do find the humour. And finally, the most important thing here is think about what's important to you about your work. If you are focusing on putting your work out there because you want fame, if you want feedback, if you want people applauding you, it's the wrong way of going about it, and you are going to feel pain throughout your career. However, if you are doing this work because you are passionate about what you do, because you love what you do, that is fantastic, and that will keep you grounded. So focus on that. Because no amount of feedback from anybody really matters if you are congruent and being true to yourself. So good for you. The final bit of this blog is, if you are a creative person who has a gift and you are not risking putting your work out there, go and take a risk today. Go and put yourself out there. It will be fine. You can handle it. If I can go on national TV and probably completely humiliate myself with feedback from someone like Simon Cowell and recover from it and do this blog, you can take a small risk today. So go do it. I want to inspire you, because then I'll feel so much better as well about this experience. And finally, if you have experiences that you can share with me, I would love to know, where have you grown from flipping failing? What stories have you got where you've really bombed out, where something terrible happened? And tell me, what helped you with that? How did it help you in your career? Or what strategies do you have to recover from difficult experiences? And of course, if you are not on my newsletter list yet, or why ever not, go to my website, which is nikkijmoran.com, and sign up right now. Intoxicate me now, with your loving now, I think I'm ready now. Intoxicate me now, with your loving now, I think I'm ready now.
Baby, can't you see? I'm calling you. A guy like you should wear a wedding ring. It's dangerous. Falling down.